little bit of a problem here. So, but anyways, welcome to Vlogmas 34. For some reason, the camera around 1 minute or so, around the 1 minute mark, keeps turning off. I don't know why it's doing this, but anyways, we'll try to get through this and see what can be done. Yeah, basically a few days away from Christmas, and I gotta make this very quick because the camera seems to be dying out on me. I might have to change the camera. This might be it for the camera that I'm using right now. Anyways, the whole issue that I was talking about before primarily has to do, and this is what this has to do. I'm sorry. Let me begin again, so to speak. Every once in a while, I get these comments and these questions on Facebook, the Physics TV Facebook page, and I'm happy that I'm getting them. And I try and answer as many of the questions that I can in the Vlogmas videos or in the Big Bang Theory RL extras. It's gonna be in either one. And this is for Katrina. I don't use the last name or whatever. Just say the first name. This is your video, and she's talking about happiness. And for some reason, and this is where the question seems to be a little unusual, is that they seem to feel that I'm a fortune teller, and I'm not a fortune teller. I don't. Physics is not about telling fortunes. The astronomy is not about telling fortunes. It's a science, and I'm a scientist. So the way I approach human issues like happiness, and particularly because she had a couple pets that died last year, in 2012, and she's asking what 2013 has in store for her. Well, there's no way to really predict what's going to happen in 2013. In many cases, how an event turns out depends on how you perceive the event first, and then two, how you deal with or cope with the aftermath of the event. And this includes grief and depression and so on and so forth. Happiness is, as I said once again, is something that is an unusual thing because it's not really well defined. It's not something that you can sort of go and buy a package on, and there's no instruction manual on happiness, and particularly because everybody's different. What makes one person happy is different from another person. Happiness is very individualistic. And as this is the case, as you have individuals who have different wants and needs for happiness, so is the formula to happiness. But you do have some general areas like, in order to be happy, first of all, you have to be happy with what you have. If you go into an event feeling negative about your life, then more often than not, the likeliness is that that event is going to make you feel more negative. So in other words, the negativity compounds on the negativity. So negativity makes you feel more negative in terms of the event. But the way to deal with this, and this is from my observation, and this is sort of where I talked about a couple days ago about my interactions with adults, is adults always have these red flag issues where you can't talk about them, and these things that start to occur once you're 16 and older. These red flag issues start to occur more often than not, and they pile up and they form the baggage you take with you into life, and they continue up unless you start finding a way to deal with these negative red flag issues and start, feeling happier about with what you have in life. That's the way you start dealing with these red flag issues, and once you start doing that, the baggage, the pile up, seems to start to disappear. But if you don't do that, then they're not going to disappear. They're going to grow and make things worse. So that's what I'm saying, is that how you approach happiness and how you perceive happiness has to do a lot with accepting the life that you have already, and then beginning to move forward. So in other words, the predictions are not because they're not within your control, but because they are within your control. Not in terms of you can't control the events that happen to you, but you can only control how you cope with and deal with the events that happen to you, and that's where happiness lies. And it doesn't mean you're going to be happy all the time. There is going to be sadness. There's going to be upsetment. There's going to be a whole mixture of emotions in your life, and so that's normal. It's not normal to be always happy all the time. So, this is something to think about. for 2013. When an event happens to you, try to always look for the good in the event, even though it may be negative. Look for maybe the positive that can come out of it, how you can work with it to make it yourself better, at the end of it. And look at the good things that happen. Look at some of the positive things. Try to find something positive every day in your life that's good. And sort of appreciate it for what you already have. And that's how you start building your happiness. Anyways, I'm going to leave this here for now for Vlogmas 34. I will see you tomorrow for Vlogmas 35. And we are going to continue on all the way through Old Christmas into the 12 days of Christmas. And possibly beyond. Alright, take it easy.